Holy shit. I'm all sorts of wobbly and shit. Look at what a crazy way to start. I haven't done one of these in like 2 weeks. I forgot what the fuck I was doing. Hey, look at what we've got today. We had a couple drop-offs. I reached out to one, Mr. Matt DaCorte. Love seeing that beautiful face. Oh, look at boys and girls. It's a fine Saturday afternoon. I should be out. You know what? We might take this outside. We've got a fine Saturday afternoon going on. Look at my special guests today for the fan roundtable. We've got friend Erick coming on in, hanging out with us. We've got, we like to call him the woo guy around here, Jim Kulik. And look at that beautiful smile of one ring announcer extraordinaire, Matt DaCorte. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on, hanging out with my silly, stupid bullshit. It's been a couple weeks, so I was hoping we might be able to get he's got something going on. We won't ask him about that.
Oh, cheers, right?
It's been a couple weeks. I was hoping we would have had maybe 10 or 12 guests on today. That would have been like an asylum, if you will. But you know what? It's nice to kick back with a few friends, talk wrestling. It's been a couple weeks. Oh God, what is the future want now? It's up to blah blah. Oh, all I heard was blah 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 blah. That's all I read out of that thing. Yeah, Tom Cruise needed 5 minutes to get ready in makeup or some shit. I don't know what he's got going on. So I want to welcome all of you guys. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks, brother.
Let's see.
Always a pleasure.
I started typing Tom Cruise. My fault. Hold on.
Hey, who's outside, man? It sounds like there's like a freaking WrestleMania match going on inside my headphones here.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
There he is.
Welcome, Tom Cruise. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. What were you, makeup or some shit?
Did you comb your hair back there, Tom Cruise?
Oh, he had to get in a wardrobe. Look at them effing Zubas. Holy caroli.
That's it, man. Dropping the elbow with those on, bro.
Long sleep.
Hey, the future, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us, my man.
You're welcome. Sorry, my mom just made me do chores, and she said yes last minute. So.
Hey, that's okay. When it comes to doing the chores and shit, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. But hey, thanks to the camera lady for letting me off the hook for about an hour. We'll see how this all goes. I got no special guests coming in. I got no surprises. I got nothing up my sleeves. I got nothing. This is just a hangout with a few friends. It's been a couple weeks. Just kind of wanted to catch up, say what's up, maybe talk some wrestling. Some wrestling's coming back. We're going to talk about that. And not only that, around the independent scene, but my God, Impact Wrestling right now. I just got done watching Slammiversary. I know I'm about a week or so behind on that. But you stop laughing at me, Donovan. I know I'm about a week or so behind on that, but man, Slammiversary. I want to start off with that because I just finished Slammiversary yesterday, hanging out by the fire. Did everybody catch Slammiversary by chance?
No.
I'm surprised Impact still exists, but I haven't seen it yet.
But you and many others, Kulik, I won't take that away from you. There's a lot of people on that bandwagon with Impact is still a thing. Yeah, it kind of is. What they've done, Kulik, is there's been a lot of roster changes. There's been a lot of behind-the-scenes changes. They've come out. They moved to Canada at one point. Holy fuck! They got everybody fell off of the Impact band of the Impact roster. Referees behind the scenes. It was a major thing going on. Big whirlwind, if you will. Impact lost their identity. They were trying to do stuff with an owl and all of this stuff, and with the company up in Canada, and it was a big thing going on. So they got rid of that whole thing. They came back to the States. Basically, what Impact Wrestling is there's no TNA is involved. It's all Impact Wrestling. And what they've done is basically gone from independent company to independent company. And they gained like an independent roster, if you will, over about a year's worth of time. I may be wrong on that timeline, but in the past year or so, that's what they've done. And they've gained an independent feel, if you will. And right now, they've got a lot of names that you would probably know that's on there. And I could go on the names list, and it would take forever, to be honest with you. But a couple of Donovan's favorites are on there. He got a chance to interview both the North, the former, the former. Sorry, Donovan. Hey, sorry. Hey, oh shit, I pissed him off.
Oh man! Don't go
yeah,
away angry. Just go away.
The former tag team champions that were called the North of Josh Alexander and Ethan Page, but very recently on Impact on I think it's Tuesday nights. I forget when they air nowadays, but I believe it's a Tuesday night. The Motor City Machine Guns have returned to Impact Wrestling at Slammiversary. They made a challenge. Donovan is going to get the sunglasses. I feel something bad coming. The Motor City Machine Guns came back, and we now have new Impact Tag Team Champions. The Motor City Machine Guns as Alex Shelley and Chris. What the fuck? But anyways, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. So I know everybody didn't say that they watched or kept up with Impact, but I did notice. Oh, he's pissed off. But I did notice that I told you those damn sunglasses were coming out. But I know that at least Matt DaCorte and I don't know what his alter ego is, but I'm just gonna still call it the future. I know that they keep up with Impact. Mr. Matt DaCorte, you've been following Impact right along. What's going on with you in Impact Wrestling?
Well, I've kind of had a weird history with it. It was the first alternative product I really found outside of WWE when I was kind of disenchanted with it in the mid-2000s. The X Division, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, all those awesome guys were there at the time, so it was a very interesting product to me. Then I kind of fell off when, in the later 2000s, got back on board a little bit with the Broken Matt Hardy stuff in that era. And then it went into the Owl era that you mentioned, and I kind of didn't care anymore. But since, as you mentioned, it's been hard to kill. And recently, with the whole pandemic thing going on, there's been a shortage of things to enjoy. So I watched it here and there, and they do have an impressive product now. And I did watch Slammiversary because they did a good job hyping it, whether it was inadvertent or not, with all the teases that they did. This person could show up, that person could show up. I thought the show was very well done. I think the match of the night, honestly, my favorite match was the Jordan Grace and Deonna Purrazzo women's match for the title. I thought that was a lot of fun to watch. And there was just a lot of fun there. Keith, no longer Slater, just apparently he's going the Prince route, and he's only going to go with one name now. He was there. The EC3 tease at the end. Gallows and Anderson and Eric Young, and those were all guys that were very underutilized, that had, in my opinion anyway, a lot of untapped potential that could have been used in WWE. And it's exciting to see them pop up, and it's seeing how they can integrate with an already pretty good roster of talent that they built up there.
You've made some very valid points, but the one I do want to touch upon is the surprises. The new Impact Tag Team Champions, the Motor City Machine Guns. But what I do want to touch upon is the twists and turns and the surprises that Slammiversary gave us as fans. I think was very, very cool, especially with the names that you just mentioned to us, and the belt changes that happened through Slammiversary was very cool. The new champions here, the new champions there. We got Motor City Machine Guns. The future, I want to go right to you on this because I know you had the privilege and the honor of interviewing both separately, the North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, and I know that Ethan Page is like the future's favorite wrestler out there. Tell us what your feelings of the occurrence of what happened on Slammiversary.
Well, first of all, because you keep pushing that new Motor City Machine Gun tag team chance, the Alter Ego feature is out right now. You're gonna get yourself in trouble, Kincaid. Just warning you.
Hey,
But I thought Slammiversary
Alter
was great.
Ego.
I thought Slammiversary was great. They put on a great show. In my opinion, it was better than the horror show the following night by WWE. I didn't even watch it. Yeah, Slammiversary was great. I liked the North. Obviously, they're my favorite tag team, and just to see how much work they did to get in better shape, and then what they did at the end when coming out for the entrance, they looked great. And the fact that they beat a legend like Ken Shamrock, and it was an odd team as well, Ken Shamrock and Sam Italian. I thought it was great. In my opinion, match of the night, not just to put them over, but it was definitely the North. Second was Deonna Purrazzo versus Jordan Grace. They put on a great show, and they do a weird type of style with a gauntlet match, but the women's gauntlet match, I enjoyed that, and Kylie Ray, I liked her too.
I'm glad you mentioned the gauntlet match because there was a lot of fine women talent in that gauntlet match itself. And man, the names just kept coming out one after another. I go, what is this? Like 20 women gauntlet? Holy cow. They really gave us, the fans, a lot of product in one pay-per-view, to be honest with you, especially with this pandemic thing going on. And something I wanna touch upon. They're doing it exactly like an indie show would be. It's totally empty. There's not one worker out there. There's no fans. There's no nothing like that going on. But their vibe is very, very indie driven. If you really were paying attention from beginning to end, and I know it's just an empty arena, but what they produced for the matches, I felt was very indie driven because they gave us some of this and they gave us some of that, but they gave us a lot of spot stuff because that's what a lot of the indies are driven by nowadays, especially with these gauntlet matches, if you will, because once a woman comes out, pow, 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 they're giving us all of these crazy things going on and such. And even like with Chris Bay winning that X Division championship from Willie Mack. I mean, dude, we're talking Willie Mack. I know he's called the Mac, but he'll always be called Willie Mack to me, baby. Man, that was a really cool match for me. The Jordan Grace was a fine match and all of that. Man, I thought the product was very cool. But to the other two guys that are on the panel right now, Jim Kulik and friend Erick, you guys don't follow Impact or watch Impact, or what's going on with the Impact scene? I'll start with friend Erick.
I keep up with it like over social media. I was a huge fan back in the early days of it. You know, when it was, you know, buy it on a Wednesday type of thing, and all the you know those days. And so, like Matt was saying, you know, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels. I was huge into it because it was something different. And then I followed along for quite a while, and then it was hard for me to find. It kept, you know, they were changing channels. They were, you know, and then there was so many. I fell out of love with it when Hogan and Bischoff were involved. I totally turned it off, and you know me, I don't turn wrestling off. I turned it off when they joined in, and I'm a Hogan fan, but I didn't like the product. So I really lost touch with it, and then I found it again, and it was on my TV. I had a DVR, and I had probably a year and a half's worth of DVRs, and never watched one of them. With everything else I was watching, I was more invested in all that than I was their product. Right. Then I lost it again. I couldn't find it again. But I keep up with it on social media. You know, I saw, you know, the Jordan Grace and Dino Purrazzo stuff, and I'm a huge fan of Jordan Grace. I think she's a powerhouse. And, you know, anytime I see her in the ring, I gotta watch her.
I do like the point of where you brought up when the Hogan Bischoff era came in, because I wasn't a fan of that because they totally changed the company. They brought in all of their old friends, if you will.
Yep.
You see them kind of filing in, even in the back, behind the scenes. But I like the six-sided ring, and I know it was different for the wrestlers, but as a fan, I thought the six-sided ring, I was really excuse me, I don't have the King COVID. The King COVID, he said, never mind. But I like the six-sided ring and some of what they were already doing in Impact. But then when the Hogan era came in, they were changing it and doing their thing. I wasn't really a fan of it. You kind of got like this whole main event mafia. It was like an NWO trying to be resurged, if you will, into Impact at that time. You had the likes of Booker T with a Legends belt that they just made up out of nowhere. It became, it was the King of the Mountain belt at one time. I mean, their minds was very confused. Go ahead, friend Eric.
The one thing that really drew me, two things that really drew me in when I first saw TNA was the six-sided ring. I'm like, this is so cool. It's something different, which anybody that loves wrestling loves something different. And that was something different to me. And then I also loved the X division. It wasn't necessarily a cruiserweight division, but it wasn't, your main top star. But they were putting on some of the best products on the show.
Yeah.
And they did the hanging from, once they finally got it right.
Whenever they put two cables across the ring with the belt hanging in, I go, what the F is going on? I gotta watch this, and I've seen some of the best matches within that structure of the X division. Now, Mr. Kulik, I know you fell off, and right now, to be in all honesty, like friend Eric said, you kind of dropped off because you couldn't find it. You couldn't find the damn program. It was on Destination America. It was on WGN. It was that's what I'm talking about, Donovan. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about.
There it is.
And they started moving around because they couldn't find the money behind them to keep them going. With the whole Dixie Carter mess going on and whatever, and her family, when they were running it, I want to say it was like the Panda Energy Corporation was the financial backing at that time, and Jeff Jarrett was still part owner at that time, running through, and then they went through a bunch of transition. Jeff Jarrett obviously made the global, the GWF, or tried that thing going on. Wow, I didn't want to get into that mess. But Kulik, when I start, and I know I'm jumping a lot of timelines here, while they were going through transitions, they still are under our 200,000 viewership. Okay, and I know there's streaming, and I know there's after the fact, and there's DVR, and the whole 9 yards. But TNA Impact Wrestling is still getting under a 200,000 viewership from when they went off the major network of being Spike, I believe, and then they couldn't find a home. They're under a 200,000 viewership on a weekly basis. Not only that, but man, they couldn't find an identity. They couldn't find a roster. Now I think they got something clicking way better than they did when this whole mess started. What took you away from Impact, and why don't you follow it right? Or do you follow it at all?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, Brother E was talking about, man, I lost track of them. I think they're on the Fishing Channel the last time I knew. I mean, no, honestly, they jumped around so many different networks. They couldn't get a sponsorship to carry the product. And I think a lot of the problem is that the parent company wasn't paying the talent. That was something that, that would affect anybody with a family. But I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, I was very into TNA back at the start, like Matt and Brother E were talking about. When they did like the Wednesday night little pay-per-view thing, like 1995. But that was a really good concept because you figured, you weren't seeing it weekly, and it was something, really cool. They could bring out the different surprise guys and whatnot.
And just to hit the pause button, I hate to interrupt, but that was bi-weekly they were doing it. It wasn't monthly. It wasn't once a week. It was bi-weekly for like $9.95, like you're saying, and I was like, "What is this?" And I was checking in on this shit. I was buying in on the beginnings of TNA because it was something different. There was Jeff Jarrett was behind it. There was TNA. There was Impact. There was two corporations coming together because it was total nonstop action. It was like, holy shit, what's going on? Go ahead, friend Eric. We're gonna get back to Kulik. Go ahead, friend Eric.
Well, they also had that partnership with the NWA where they were using the 12 pounds, 10 pounds of gold. I mean,
Yeah.
Ron Tilly was the NWA champion.
Right. Now, Woo, keep that going.
No, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But like I was telling you, I mean, the product was really cool to watch because it was something like Matt was talking about. It was a different product. All the years I've watched WWE, and it's so watered down right now. Like last night, I forgot it was Friday. I knew it was Friday. I forgot SmackDown was even on. It's so bad.
Me too.
I mean, honestly, I jump on and it's like I always tell somebody, if you need a cure for insomnia, throw SmackDown or Raw, and you'll be all set. Unfortunately, you don't want to because they've got so much talent. It's just the storylines are just so predictable and stupid, and it's just get away from that. But back to TNA Impact Wrestling. I mean, like you guys had mentioned, the X Division was amazing. To be honest with you, I think some of the greatest matches I've ever seen were with AJ Styles. There was a a triple threat match. AJ Styles. Help me out, guys. I can't remember. It was back like 2001. It was AJ Styles and I might have been Samoa Joe and somebody else. If it comes to you,
Probably Christopher Daniels.
I was gonna say that's the big one. That one
that's
is
the
like
one
of the
I'm
matches
talking.
that put them on the map.
Yeah,
I love that match still to this day.
I watched that match over and over, but it's like
I can close my eyes and watch that match.
Yeah, you guys couldn't find the product. It was difficult to keep with it. I mean, their first few years were awesome, like you said. Jeff Jarrett. They owned it. Dixie Carter came along, and like I said, and then when Angle came along, classic matches, man. Oh my gosh, with AJ and with Samoa Joe, and the matches were amazing. But then, like I said, I kind of lost track because they didn't have a sponsor company, and like I think that the Future mentioned the Motor City Machine Guns. So those guys were amazing. They're probably one of the most fluid teams I had ever seen. But I had to say something. You know what? Bulldog Incorporated, that is the nickname for the alter ego of the Future. We're going to call him Bulldog Inc.
Bulldog
Inc. Bulldog Inc. I love it.
The new Impact Tag Team. Oh, sorry, man. Never mind.
Wait a minute.
Now, Future. I know you're a bit younger than the rest of us. Do you know the history of TNA? Did you watch any of that older stuff? That was like back in 2002-ish area. Somewhere around there.
I haven't really watched most of the old stuff. I think maybe the oldest match that I watched of TNA, I forget what it was. I think it was like AJ Styles versus Rhino, and I don't know if it was the X Division title match, but all I know is they were crawling through like the scaffolding above the ring, and they were hiding in there. I have watched a couple of King of the Mountain matches from the past. One of my favorite TNA matches, I think it was back in like maybe 2003 or.
Is that the mask? Was that the mask?
Yeah.
Was that the mask?
It was the mask.
Oh, okay.
I watched a Monsters Ball match, which was between Vince and Mick Foley, but I think Mick Foley was maybe gone by something else. I don't know. But for some reason, I love hardcore wrestling, and the Monsters Ball match is just another hardcore match, but it's awesome. And they use barbed wire and thumbtacks in Impact now. So
yeah. Speaking of which, they just used that at Slammiversary. Man, with the tacks and everything, like Tommy Dreamer got his face driven into the tacks and shit. I mean, whoo! And let me say, Tommy Dreamer can scream. Holy shit! When there's no fans in there and it's just two wrestlers and the referee, he was screaming. I'm like, holy shit! He sounds like he's dying, like literally, man. Holy crap!
You know, to touch on what Donovan was saying, you know, Abyss back in the day was just amazing. I'm sorry, he did stuff that Mick Foley wouldn't even think of sometimes, and but you know, and now I don't know if he still is, but I know he was working in the back of WWE for a while. I don't know if he's still there or not.
I don't know. He's a mystery. We don't know where Joseph Parks. We don't know where Joseph Parks is nowadays. At DaCorte, there's been a picture circulating around, and there's a bunch of guys all together giving the old number one to Vince McMahon. You mentioned a few of them. We're talking like the Good Brothers and Tommy Dreamer and some of the guys. Erick Young. You've seen that picture circulating. What are your thoughts on that picture?
Well, it's a little apropos because, as we mentioned, these are some very talented guys. One of the things that I noticed when I was getting into the Broken Matt Hardy era of Impact, TNA, GFW, whatever the hell it was at the time, was the fact that EC3 could talk his ass off. He was a great talker and a pretty darn good worker to back it up. And so when he popped into NXT, he was a part of that big ladder match, you know, at the height of my NXT fandom. And I thought he was going to go places. He had the look, he had the talking ability that they want, and like he could put on a good match too. And for whatever reason, once he got to the main roster, you wouldn't even know. Like I think he maybe had maybe one or two matches, if that. Erick Young, same thing. Sanity, big deal in NXT. They bring them up. What the hell happens? Literally nothing. Gallows and Anderson. I remember when, you know, all the hardcore fans, when they were coming into Raw, everybody was all excited. I was actually at the Raw in Hartford in the arena when they made their old school. When they made their debut on Raw, and the crowd went mild instead of wild when they came out. It was a little disheartening, and they can do all they want, you know, if they're not getting the assist backstage, however you want to put it. What can you do? I mean, you look at a guy like Apollo Crews right now. Apollo Crews could have been something huge if they let him develop a little more. And now, 5 years later, he's finally getting a little spotlight now, and so that's the thing. It's one of the things I've always said is that when it comes to the main roster, Raw and SmackDown stuff, I can't believe it's as lackluster as it is with the talent that they have there.
Now, I want to touch upon a point of a major star that they were utilizing at one point, Jeff Hardy. But at this point of Jeff Hardy's career, I mean, Jeff Hardy's done some weird shit. But in this era, specifically in TNA, he would do shit like this. I have arrived. I am water. I am fire. I am air. I am earth. I am everything. Do you remember this shit? Do you remember that era of Jeff Hardy at all, you guys?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, now, TNA made him specifically a championship because he was the heavyweight championship at that time. That's when they made that Jeff Hardy. It looked like some kind of butterfly, like a fucking Divas belt or something, but it was supposed to be his face painted up, and it was a championship. That kind of shit makes me totally disinterested when they make a guy like Jeff Hardy go on this weird fucking tangent and do this odd thing and then make it a Divas butterfly belt instead of just making it a company belt. It really kind of threw me off. And stuff like that just kind of F's with my head. And I'm like, I'll take a hard no on that one. Let's see what else is coming up. But you've mentioned the broken Matt Hardy a couple times. And oh my God! Donovan, what the F are you doing to me? Bringing back nightmares. Friend Erick, were you on that bandwagon with the broken Matt Hardy? Because when it very first started, oh, you weren't even watching at that time?
I was aware of the broken stuff because it was out there, you know, in this, you know, on the interwebs. But that's the only way, and I was confused by it because I couldn't find it. I didn't know about it.
You didn't have the fishing channel, Brother E?
Now, when
I get my cable from Pony Express.
Now, when that gimmick very first started, it took about 2 weeks, maybe 3, for the fans to really start getting it. When it very first started, it was like, what the fuck is he doing? I mean, like, for real, what is he doing? But, man, when it caught steam, let me tell you something. It was like the NWO entered a new company or something because every single fan was on board. Where it was like so crazy how the people, it just enveloped this whole character that Matt was bringing to the table. Not only that, he was bringing in his girl, his children, his gardener, for Christ's sake, a fucking remote control drone. I mean, come on. I mean, he was a referee. Vanguard 1 was a referee, for crying out loud. His son, little Wolfgang or Wolfie or whatever his kid's name, I forgot his kid's name. He was in a match, for Christ's sake, a literal match. Do you remember that? I mean, come on.
I forgot about that until you mentioned that.
There was some kooky shit going on in Impact trying to get us to watch. Whoa. I want to get your thoughts on this whole broken Matt Hardy thing because it was a very wide open gimmick here. You could really hate it or you could really love it.
I think right now what's going on in WWE is they're taking a lot of what Matt Hardy did with the broken gimmick, and it's these cinematic matches that they're having, this thing with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the Undertaker AJ junkyard match or boneyard match, whatever the hell they called it, that was actually fun to watch. The other stuff was kind of too hokey for me, so I didn't really get a chance to watch it. I threw it on for a minute here and there. But that character, I think that's where, I don't mean to get off topic, but I think what happens a lot of times with all these guys that are coming into Impact and going to AEW, they're creatively stifled in WWE. They don't have an opportunity to they can't make their characters any better if they're being told by all these writers what to do and what to say. That happens all the time. And every time, you know what it is? It's so bad right now. You don't want guys to go up to the main roster because NXT, to be honest with you, is amazing. Brother Troy, and he's doing better. Just to give you guys an update, the knee is a little bit better. He was a little under the weather today, so he didn't come on with us. But just a shout out to Brother Troy, man. We missed him today.
Shout out to Brother Troy. Glad you're feeling better, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I was saying was that these guys are creatively stifled in WWE, and you don't want to see any of these talents go up to the main roster. You guys mentioned EC3. You had mentioned that he was really over in NXT, and I'd say 50-60% of the guys and gals that go on the main roster, they're creatively stifled. And when Matt Hardy was doing his broken gimmick, at least he had the opportunity to be able to use some of his creativity, and that's why he left again. That's why Matt Hardy is in AEW now. That's why Chris Jericho left. All these guys leave because they're creatively stifled. That's what happened. I mean, I'm emotional about it because you love to see guys and the gals get over, but they can't do it in WWE because it's too corporate, and these guys and gals don't have the opportunity. That's why I'm kind of glad that the guys and the gals have other places to work. AEW, Impact, NEW, some of the bigger spots. And they start off down with us in PvP, WMW, Blitzkrieg, shows like that. But the thing is, at least the guys and the gals are getting an opportunity. And that's what Matt Hardy was doing. As out there as it was, the greatest pop I have ever heard in all the years I've watched wrestling is when the Hardy Boys came back at WrestleMania. I still get chills. I get chills talking about it.
You should have heard my house.
Yeah, what a surprise that was. Holy shit, man. What a pop that was. Yes, yeah, I got to agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm thinking that, Matt Hardy went to AEW. Jeff Hardy is chomping at the bit to get the hell out of WWE. It's ridiculous. That freaking storyline with Sheamus. Come on, man. You don't go on a guy's addictions to freaking write a storyline. How freaking hard up are you, man? God, sorry, guys. I know I'm getting emotional, but I hate seeing talent wasted.
Speaking of wasted talent, the future. I've been off. Yeah. Hi, Tom Cruise. Welcome back. I've been off for a couple weeks. I've just been kind of laying low. I've been laying low. I haven't really been reaching out for interviews and stuff. I've been taking a little break. Again, I haven't done any fan roundtables or nothing. Have you been doing any interviews, or what's going on with Donovan and his thing?
Same here. I've been taking a couple weeks off. I needed to. The last interview I did was with Gabby Ortiz, which was, I think, almost 2 weeks ago. I've reached out to a couple people. Their timing and schedule doesn't work with my schedule, so it's hard to try and cooperate. There's many people that are still on the list of interviews that I'm trying to get to, but it's just scheduling is the hard part. But I think the few weeks that I did take off was good for me. So
Yeah. I think we've talked before, just hanging out and shooting the shit, if you will. Sometimes you just need a break, my friend. You just got to put it to the side for a little bit. And I know we miss it. Even though you put it to the side, it's not like we don't care about what's going on out there. We still want to interview, but sometimes you just got to put it to the side, take a little breather, and then get back at it because you just got to, get away from it a little bit, But speaking of which, we've got wrestling coming back, indie wrestling coming around our area, and I want to talk a few shows. I'm going to stick with you, the future, because, put down your Rubik's Cube or whatever the fuck you got going on over there for a minute. It's your phone. I'm sorry.
Rubik's Cube.
We've got, I always mess their name up, and I feel like a jackass in my other device. I want to say it's NEWW and Woonsocket, and it's coming August 8th. And there is a lot of talent on that show that we all know. And there's going to be some very, very cool matches out there. That's happening up in Woonsocket on August 8th. And I wish I could remember the damn call letters and the name, but I don't want to mess it up.
Is that New World Extreme Wrestling?
Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's what it is. Thank you, Matt. And then also, we've got Battlefront. They've been up and down with their date. They want to put a date out there, but then Governor Baker says we can't do such. So Battlefront has been up and down with their date. They were supposed to be August 15th. That has now been pushed back to a possible October date as of last night. That's all been changed. But we also have Test of Strength Wrestling. They're out of East Hartford, Connecticut. They are doing a show August 16th. It's at Riders, right down the road from me, literally 5 minutes down the road from me at the end of Route 262 in Thomaston, Connecticut. It's a bar, if you will, but they have this outside, under the pavilion kind of setting for when they have bands and stuff, and it's really cool. I've jammed there personally. It's a great time over there. So that's happening August 16th. Again, a fine event, a lot of cool matches coming out. Going to see some new faces that you're having at Test of Strength Wrestling. Now, I've named 3 shows right there. I'm going to start with the future. And I know that Battlefront is up and down here. That date has been pushed back a few times. But there's also a couple other ones. New Jersey Titan Championship Wrestling. They've been moving right along. They've done a couple events already. They've got one tonight. They had their first all-women, what they call the Goddesses of War. Now Christina Marie, love us some Christina Marie, is #1 contender for their Goddesses of War Championship. So that happened last night. You can go to Titans Championship Wrestling, go to their page, see the results from last night. They have an event tonight with a big event with Joe Gacy being in the main event. They've been pushing that thing. So I want to start with the future. Are you going to any shows now that they're starting to come up here and there?
The one show.
Uh-oh.
I got a text message from my mom. The one show that I might be going to is Test of Strength in August.
Okay.
The 15th one. No, it's a different. Where is this? Test the strength. Sorry, guys, look who's here.
It's Camera Lady! What's up, baby?
Camera lady. Camera lady.
Oh God. The only show that I'm really thinking about going to is maybe Test the Strength.
Okay.
Mostly because I have no transportation up to Rhode Island. So, and Battlefront, I want to go to a show, but also it keeps getting changed. So, yeah. The Mask and I might be going to Test the Strength though.
Ooh, the mask is going.
Mask?
Yeah.
The mask will be wearing the mask.
You know, personally, and I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. It is what it is. But personally, and I know I said the event is like 5 minutes down the road. I'm going to get my ass kicked for this. Personally, I'm probably not going to go back to wrestling until the whole mask thing is done and over. Yeah, I know. Till the whole mask thing is done and over with. Couple things. I'm not anti-mask. Yeah, I'm sorry, camera lady. I'm not anti-mask. But I do wear a mask at work all the time, and I know camera lady knows that. She knows that feeling very well. I wear a mask at work. A friend Erick, I know he knows that feeling. But for me personally, I don't want to go for a 3-hour event at one of my most favorite things in life and wear a damn mask. It's something that, again, and I know I've said it like 5 times, but me personally, I want to wait until we can really find some kind of normalcy where we don't have to wear a mask, because I just want to be comfortable when I go back to wrestling. I don't want to have to be fidgeting with my mask. I don't want to have to maybe walk outside and take a breather, or I don't want to have to just mess with this damn thing, because we are going to be outside, August heat and all of that stuff. Do I miss wrestling? Absolutely. Do I want to get back? Fuck yeah. But I just want to do it without a mask. So I want to move on throughout the table. Matt DaCorte, I know you are a ring announcer extraordinaire, and Test of Strength is coming around the corner at August 16th. That's 2 days away from my birthday. You're going to be, I noticed, on the old Test of Strength Facebook, if you just type in the words Test of Strength, it's the first thing that's going to pop up. Hit the old like button, along with the other companies that we've named. But I've noticed on their deets, if you will, of the event, Matt DaCorte is named as the ring announcer. So you're going to be there. And, baby, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know. Who knows what the hell I might do the day of the show.
I'll get you one of those inflatable clapper things.
I love that picture. Thank you, Donovan. I absolutely love that picture to pieces. Mr. DaCorte, you have a big event coming up. Donovan, you have a big event coming up. Test of Strength, August 16th. House Rules 2. Give us a little bit of insight. What's Matt DaCorte thinking coming into House Rules 2?
Well, Matt DaCorte is thinking a lot of different things. Matt DaCorte, number one, is very excited. It'll be the second one, because one thing you forgot to mention there, Don, was that Blood, Sweat, and Tears is going to be back the day before that. It will be a member of your favorite stable, the Bites Club, Mr. Lucas Chase, will be having his rematch with one Dustin Flash Waller, and your ring announcer extraordinaire, Mr. Matt DaCorte, will be the MC of that event.
But wait, there is more. Not only that, August 15th, they're doing another show, August 23rd, and they are both happening in Bridgeport.
Yes, they are, and Matt DaCorte will be the ring announcer for both. I can confirm that.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so I went from doing basically one show in 4 or 5 months to 2 in one weekend. Talk about starting to feel a little normal. But yeah, I'm excited. But at the same time, as I've mentioned, I've done one thing in the past 4 to 5 months. So to say I'm not a little nervous or questioning myself a little bit, I can't say I'm not doing that, because it's been so long. I was getting into such a great groove before everything started happening that you know, the last two shows I did, I've mentioned this before, but the what was it? The Test of Strength one was the Lone Survivor 2. That was.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was that, and then Unchained for PAPW. Those, in my opinion, were the best two shows I ever did. So, like, again, just excited to be back. You know, I can't wait to see all the crew, all the workers, you know, everybody else behind the scenes. You know, I'm super pumped to, you know, for me to be able to do it, and I just want to see how it goes, and hopefully things can pick back up a little bit. So I'm very excited to do those things. And quick shout out too, because I can't forget to mention PAPW. Rumble in Paradise is tentatively scheduled for September. And in the meantime, they've been posting a lot of stuff to the YouTube page, a lot of best of matches. So if you're looking for a little something different, definitely check that out. PAPW, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling on YouTube.
Yeah, again, that's the only thing that'll pop up, man, because fine company, fine talent. We have a lot of fun at those PAPW shows. But Mr. Matt DaCorte,
Yes,
could we on the Roundtable? Hey, Donovan, are you sleeping over there, my man? Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Is the camera lady still there?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Now, maybe we, the Fan Roundtable, can help Mr. Matt DaCorte get a little rust off of the pipes.
Oh,
maybe
boy.
get him a little comfortable. Get him yeah. Maybe get him prepped for what's coming at BST, Test of Strength and
stuff. Here. Oh boy.
Hey, why not? We've got camera lady. Let's just pretend she's coming down to the ring. Why don't you announce?
Oh boy.
Maybe you can announce camera lady coming down to the ring.
I got to go in another room here. I don't want to risk pissing off the neighbors. Hold on.
That's quite all right.
Wait a minute, he's going to get the tie. Watch
All
out,
right.
guys.
Okay, now let's.
I wish I could just do a Superman, you know, go in the phone booth and rip off, you know, and go into the what's it called, the suit and all the whole 9 yards. But anyway, so what am I doing, camera lady?
Yeah, you're gonna do the camera lady, but you're gonna take my stats and give it to the camera lady. So she's gonna be. She's hailing from the DK Wasteland. And she's at a smooth 126 pounds, okay?
Okay. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, now making her way to the ring, hailing from the DK Wasteland, she weighed in at a smooth 126 pounds. She is the camera lady!
Yes!
That was awesome, Matt DaCorte. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everybody. Much appreciated.
That was fun. And hey!
We're getting serious now.
Man!
Camera lady, give him a chop. Hey,
and how dare you boo the camera lady, especially sitting right next to her? Are you crazy?
Okay, I'll just pinch him under his arm.
Oh!
Made me do chores right before this.
Oh.
But luckily, I got them done.
Yeah. Poor baby.
Poor Smoopy.
Okay, Smoopy.
Oh shit! Oh man, Mr. DaCorte, I know we did put you on the spot, but my God, that was amazing. That was a lot of fun. Thank you so much,
everybody.
Thanks, man. We needed that from it.
You know, like I said, it's going to be exciting to get back. 2-in-1 weekend, doubleheader. Let's go.
That was really fun. Now, friend Erick, and I know that Mr. Kulik and Camera Lady and the Future, we were all at the last WMW show before the world fucking shut down on us. Oh, you weren't. You were at the PvP show.
I was at the last PvP, and then my last show was Northeast. 01 Northeast.
Now, it's been a while, is being my point. It's been a while. With some of the shows coming back, and I know you might not be able to go to some of the ones that I mentioned, but with some of the shows popping up, are you looking to go to a show, an event, if you will, when they come back?
I want to. I really do. What's the date on the test of strength one?
That's August 16th. It's on a Sunday, and it's a
Yeah.
special start time at 2 p.m.
But what the date is the 16th. That's 2 days before what?
My birthday.
Yeah, somebody shares that birthday.
Oh shit, that's right. Friend of Nissa. Yeah. Oh, that's probably not going to happen, is it?
My birthday can be celebrated at wrestling. I don't think hers is going to be celebrated. But I don't. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, I want to go, but I want to be safe. You know, I don't. I already sweat my ass off with my mask all day long in over 100-degree weather in the shop. I don't want to be at wrestling trying to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to try to, but I want to go. You know? I mean, I want to experience the test of strength show. I also like to go to the Battlefront show. You know, but maybe if they keep pushing that date, maybe things will start opening up a little bit better and you can go without a mask, or at least a little different. I don't know, but I'm torn. I'm so torn. I really am, and I know you are too. It's easy to say I don't want to go because we can't go right now, but that date is going to get closer, and it's going to be like, I don't know.
And it's only 5 effing minutes, literally 5 minutes away from my stinking house. Like, I just don't know what to do, man. I'm so torn on this event specifically. Now, Mr. Kulik, you're at the WMW show. Weren't you not? Oh, hey, it's Tom Cruise. Well, the reason why I called you Tom Cruise is because you weren't going to be able to make it, but then all of a sudden you said, give me 5 minutes. I figured you were acting like Mr. Tom Cruise. You had to get your makeup done or something. I didn't know what was going on. So I didn't know what was going on. So, Mr. Kulik, if I'm not mistaken, you were at that last WMW show before the world shut down, correct?
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. I think the future remembers that day well. That was the day we interviewed the Woo guy. And all you have to do is look it up under Jim Kulik interview as I go into my announcer voice. I mean, guys, to be honest with you, like I said, you know, it's there. It is. That's right. That's right there, man. Like I said, honestly, that interview was hilarious. Now, if you guys want a good laugh, chuck that thing on, pop it on YouTube. And you know something? What I did for you? Hey, Future, can I ask you a question?
What?
Was that little promo I did okay for you?
Yes, it was fine.
All right, cool. Just making sure, man. You know, I had to make sure that I was on top of my game for that one. For the future. That's what I'm saying. So, honestly, guys, Test of Strength is one of my favorite promotions. A good friend of mine is the owner, and he runs it. You know, Slick Wagner Brown, that's WB, man. None better than that guy. He's one of the most humble guys going. He's an awesome guy. And I'd do anything to promote that promotion. Most times, you know, we have talked about it earlier, and Matt was talking about it earlier. You guys know I'm a mobile DJ with my Kules connection. And right now I'm doing something, and I'm throwing it out there to people. We're doing something called the Kules Connection Jam. And basically what we do with that is if people request to go on for a couple hours, I'm not on live. I mean, I'm on live, but I'm not like, you can't see my face. What I'm doing is just popping songs off of YouTube for people, doing a little promotional for them, whatever they want to do, and I throw it on. So I do that a few times a week now. So you might see it pop up. You want to hear something, throw it on. Keeps our name relevant. It keeps me going because, like I said, I needed a break too, but now I'm chomping at the bit to get back, and there's nothing we can really do. I mean, I was telling my son, we got 15 grand worth of gear sitting in the back, and we can't do anything with it. It sucks. You know, the thing with the mask is it's a tough pill to swallow for anybody right now. And if Brother Troy will come with Brother Woo, I think thinking TOS is going to be in the cars, man. I need a show. Man, I'll wear an astronaut suit, man. I need a show. And to go in there and hear Matt get fired up, it's all well worth it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's looking good. I'm hoping so. You know, I know Troy said he wanted to go. I know I want to go. We'll see how things happen. I mean, because I got to get used to it. In a couple of weeks, I'll be doing the mass thing 6-7 hours a day too, going back to school. You know, it's another whole story right there. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could definitely have a whole episode just on that alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work in East Windsor, so I mean, it's just, you know, it's going to be like I said, all of us teachers have said, it's going to be like learning a new language. You know, I mean, it's a whole new game. So we'll see what happens. You know, hopefully things will start to settle down a little bit. We'll see what happens.
Camera lady, what did you think of Mr. DaCorte's announcing skills as he brought you to the ring? I thought that was pretty cool, no?
Yeah, absolutely. I miss going to shows. I really, really do.
Hey, get her in the camera there, Donovan. We can't even see her, bro.
He did a great job, and I miss going to shows. I miss seeing all you guys too. You know.
Yeah, it's been a while, and that last WMW show, we saw some fine talent. Big Juicy almost became women's regional champion, and a couple other things happened there. And man, we had a great time. Also, right before that, the night before was what Mr. DaCorte was speaking of, was PAPW. And man, they were spraying the ropes and wiping them down, and it was just like, what the hell is going on? Things were changing right before our eyes, and we didn't know. Camera lady, would you have ever thought, being at that WMW show, we would be where we're at right now? With nothing still on the table, no wrestling, no, like the world's still in weird funk.
No. I knew that some things were gonna change. I didn't think it was gonna be as drastic as it has been. But I hope I don't get stung. It would be nice to get some normalcy back in our world, but like even next week, we're going on vacation. We're going to Maine, but normally he'd be trying to scout out a show for us, you know, because that's what we did last year. But
wait, so you willingly go on a far drive with Donovan? It's on
we're not
purpose?
Gonna be in the same car. We're not gonna.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm riding with the dogs.
Now, camera lady, I don't mean to interrupt, but a good friend of mine just got back from Maine, and the day before, you guys are probably going to have to go get all tested before you go. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, Donovan is the only one that doesn't need a test.
Okay, because it sucks.
So,
I know it sucks, but I mean, I heard
we're
just
all
to give you a heads up.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, no, because they weren't going to let anybody in without that piece of paper, you know, saying that you guys were all set, you know.
Yeah, my realtor told me we were good, but I don't doing what I do. Doing what I do for work. I don't want to chance it. So you know, they can shove a Q-tip up my nose if they need to.
Oh, glad you said nose. You know, I I've missed talking to you guys. It's been a couple weeks, and I know there was only a few of us that came on today, but man, we had a lot of fun, and we even got to speak to the camera lady today, and that was even
That's all it is right there, man. We're all set.
Yeah, it was a bonus part of the show. We got Mr. Matt DaCorte to bring her down to the ring at a smooth 126 pounds. That was amazing. Hailing from the DK Wasteland, I'm never going to forget that. That was awesome. Friend Erick.
I something's been rattling around in my head. Can we all take a moment and realize that we live in a world where TNA is older than Donovan?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know. 2000
That puts things into a weird perspective right there.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think of, because of the transitions that it's gone
All the
through.
changes.
Yeah. Wow.
My head hurts.
Jesus. What's he doing now?
Madison relaxing.
Oh, I thought he was gonna do some crunches or something.
Wow. Oh, you had to mention something, Kulik. Oh, God.
Man, guys,
Wow.
gotta realize, man, it's been like 6 months since we've been to a show. I gotta get amped up to.
Hey, Donovan, stop with the crunches. Hold the hey, hold the phone. Everybody calm down. There was a challenge that was put out from one Yusuf 13 to Donovan for a 25 push-up challenge. It's a 25-day for 25 push-ups for 25 days, if I'm not mistaken. That's a push-up challenge that's been set out from one Yusuf 13. He likes to call him Yosef. Yeah, the challenge has been put out. Are we going to start seeing push-up challenge, daily push-up challenge videos from the future?
Yes, you will see them. I already know who's going to get nominated first. And then tomorrow, the day 2 of it, one of you from this table today might get nominated.
You mentioned 25 push-ups. I pull a hamstring just listening to it.
Well, I'll set you up for the future. If it's for me, this is what you'll get. I'll do 2 push-ups, and then I might do 5 later on. I'm not going to do 25 because that's an impossible task. I could do 2 in one sitting, and then 5 maybe in another sitting.
Why would you say that, Kincaid? I saw a training video of, no pun intended, but it is his birthday today. You and El Jabron were training it at the DK Wasteland.
Oh, hell, El Jabron, it's his fucking birthday today!
I saw you put it up, so you can do 25 for 25 days. And
not only did I...
You could beat a wrestler. Oh.
Hey, not only did I do push-ups, I did push-ups with a plastic sled on top of my back with nothing in it. And then he dropped leaves in it, and it put me over the edge. I couldn't hang no more. Man, yeah, that was a blast. That was a blast and a half. Hey, thanks for mentioning that, future. Today is the birth of one El Jabroni. Oh, hell, you owe me 2 sodas. You know what?
Man, we're going off the rails, baby. I love it.
These are the 2 sodas that El Jabroni gave me that has created a relationship between me and El Jabroni.
Wow.
I kept them. I still need to get them autographed. I keep forgetting to bring them with me to a show, but I got to get them autographed.
I thought this was the fan roundtable, not show and tell.
Oh, you're the last person. You are the last person to say something like that.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. You're showing us an awful lot because you did have a shirt on, and I don't know what the hell happened. But you're showing us an. Hey, so I can't wait to see this 25-day challenge. This is gonna be something. Oh boy.
Why wait until later?
Wait a minute.
Oh, are you shitting me?
Oh, we're going for a swim.
No. Push-ups.
Oh, there goes one hamstring. There goes the other. There
3.
goes my tricep.
He's on his knees. He's on his knees. He's on his knees.
6, 7, 8.
Better not let Troy see those push-ups.
10, 11. What? Come on. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Got this.
19.
You got
20.
this.
21. 22. 23. 24.
Hype it up, guys. Hype it up.
Come on!
Woo! Let's go.
Trying to do a drum roll here. It's not really working.
25.
25.
How is it the announcer didn't do that?
I was trying to do a drum roll, but it's kind of hard. I got my phone in one hand, and I only got one free.
What? What's the matter? Hey, look, it's my daughter.
Hi,
It's my daughter, Jeanette.
Oh,
Get down here. It's my daughter.
Oh,
It's Jeanette.
I love it.
We've got Mr. Matt DaCorte, ring announcer extraordinaire. We've got friend Erick picking his nose. We've got the Woo guy, Jim Kulik, and then we've got, where the fuck did the future go? That kid, I don't know what's wrong with that kid. But we were just actually kind of bringing this down to the tail end. Hey, Celine, you want to come in? Come on in. Look it. It's little Celine. Are you in the, get over here. Get over here. See? We've got Celine over here. This is Jeanette. This is Jeanette's stepdaughter. I know she can't hear you because I have an earpiece in, so let's do this. Bam. How about that? Can we hear you now?
Can you hear us now?
Hello.
No. Hold on. We can't hear you now. Hold on. Turn that off. How about now? There we go.
Oh.
There we go. It's Celine. We've got Matt DaCorte, friend Erick, the Woo guy, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's out of his mind.
Oh, he jumped in the pool.
Yeah. He went for a quick swim.
The future got overheated from the push-ups.
All right, you guys are leaving? Yeah. You want to do the outro with me?
Can I try I gotta do the 25 push-up challenge. I'm not gonna do it. I gotta intro it.
All right, we're gonna tail this off. I didn't even do my intro today. This has been Stirring the Pot with Kincaid on a fan roundtable edition with my very special guests. We've got announcer extraordinaire. We've got friend Erick. We've got the Woo guy, Jim Kincaid, and we've got the future Donovan. What's up, baby? Hey, thanks a lot for hanging out with us. We've got granddaughter Celine. They were in the pool. They're out of here. I'm out of here. Donovan's taking a quick dip. He was sleeping on the job. He's playing with a Rubik's Cube. I don't know what the hell he's doing today. Today was so much fun. I thank you so much for hanging out with me today, man.
Thank you, Don.
That's it, man.
Always a pleasure.
Good, brothers and sisters.
Ready to fire!